We're standing in the upper garden, and behind me is a very unique feature for an 18th century garden, and that's a greenhouse. Now, George Washington was leaving Baltimore, Maryland, and looked up on the hill at a property called Mount Clare. It was owned by Margaret Carroll, and he admired her greenhouse. Wrote a letter to her asking if she might send him measurements and instructions on how she created her greenhouse so that he could have one here at Mount Vernon, and she was thrilled to do that, and not only provided that information but also provided plants to him once his greenhouse was complete to start his collection of tropical plants. It's a unique structure in that it's very modern. It has wonderful southern exposure with your glass windows, allowing as much sun in as possible. To the east is a glass door allowing morning sun, but to the west is a wood door to exclude afternoon sun because that would be too harsh. Now the main thing was to keep plants alive in the wintertime, and so the way to do that was to get as much heat going in that greenhouse as possible and then close shutters so that cold air wouldn't infiltrate in. On really cold nights you could put a candle at the base of those shutters where the crack was, where they joined, so to keep the cold air from infiltrating in as the hot air would rise. Margaret Carroll shared with Washington her heating system, which was pretty modern. It sure did beat slapping manure on the back wall, and as that decomposed it generated heat. His heat came from a source of a fireplace on the opposite side of the greenhouse. It was a very deep fireplace. The heat would rise, go through a series of flue systems which ran underneath the slate floor, and then the flue would be up behind the greenhouse. The heat from the floor and the back wall radiated into the greenhouse, kept the temperatures above freezing so he could keep these plants alive. Visitors' accounts of people walking through this beautiful garden admired lemons, limes, and oranges and thought, wow, is that unique, and how very special it was. So Washington accomplished what he was trying to achieve, a beautiful structure and something that would delight his guests.